Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Blades in the Dark. We're heading into session 2 here. Let's see what our daring scoundrels get up to this evening. What?
Nothing. No.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna get into these cookies this evening.
Get caught with your hand in the cookie jar. All right.
Trader Joe's.
Oh, it's like
Send us money, Trader Joe's.
And we got taken.
If you want a cookie, you've got to.
There's going to be an NPC named Joe in this campaign. He's going to turn out to be a traitor. All right.
Wait.
Will he be also subtly
Joe.
racist?
Who's? Wait,
I don't know.
Joe.
Maybe.
Which one is going to be Joe? His name is Joe.
What?
The trader's name is Joe.
You guys don't know my real name.
All right. So, last time you guys hid in a fountain and heard some information from an informant named Arkady about a group of thieves known as the Wraiths who are planning to rob a man named Lord Voris, who lives over in Six Towers. The informant mentioned to them that they had Lord Voris had some of those artifacts that their god was interested in or whatever. He mentioned that as you guys were listening. It sounded like Arkady, the informant, didn't know too much about the god. He was just speaking so the race would hook on to the information and be interested. After that, you guys impersonated some bluecoats and convinced Arkady to join your side, which was
convinced in quotation marks.
Yeah, convinced. He thinks you guys are part of a much bigger operation than you actually are.
We are.
Which is good.
It's called the Shroud.
Yes.
The Shroud. Yeah. Yes. We have a name. They're called the Shroud, which is great.
What's our name?
The Shroud.
The Shroud.
Strike terror.
We should have a
into the
tag.
hearts of
So
their
every time we do a
criminals.
thing, we put a tag on the wall. It's like
It's
The
a
Shroud.
bathrobe.
it could be a funny version of a shroud, like the Snapchat ghost. It'd be really adorable with a little smiley
A
face.
frilly bathrobe.
Anyway,
With ostrich trim.
so
Yes.
So we're like the sexy cult.
you guys
Shroud.
you seek not the sixth way. You guys are back at your lair. I'm guessing, and figuring out what you're going to do next. So what's the next step, everybody? As this is a sandbox game, it's up to the players to drive the action.
Oh God. All right.
We were still arguing about whether or not we were gonna like knock off this house.
I want to rob this man.
We absolutely want to rob this man of his
I want to rob.
crazy artifacts before these stupid.
I'm sure he's got
what's
way
their
more than
faces?
just
Wraiths?
artifacts.
Wraiths. Get to it.
He's
I
probably
just
got,
like the idea of robbing.
He's probably got lots
Sounds really
of nice
adventurous.
stuff.
Yeah, artifacts that might like help our whisperer commune with ghosts. That might help me get rich. Might help.
Do we want to plant
Whatever you guys.
or put the blame on someone else?
Okay, so this is what we know. We know that there is the already planned out
Raids.
robbery,
We could.
heist.
What if they still show up when we're there?
Well, that's what we have to
So,
figure out when we actually want to
right.
show
We
up.
wanna
You
go
know
as soon as
that
possible.
you know that Lord Voris is going on vacation in 2 days from now, and you know that he'll be on vacation for about a week. That's the information that RK had. So you can kind of there's a time frame there that the race would probably strike.
In a world of eternal darkness, where do you go on vacation?
There are islands where you can vacation.
There's some-
But
Is
you're
there
right though. It is a little weird. He might be going to the Dagger Isles. He's kind of an antiquarian, so maybe it's not really a vacation trip at all, and he's going on a bit of an archaeological expedition. So.
Is
Yes.
there recreational whale hunting for the truly wealthy?
No, Leviathan hunting is the main source of power and energy in the world, and it's anything but recreational. The sea is a solid black entity of dark ink with little tiny points of white light contained within it. When you're out at sea, it literally feels like you're out at space because it's the sky with nothing in it, and it's the sea with nothing in it. So a lot of the Leviathan hunters and their captains and crew end up going crazy or become very cold and reserved over the years.
See, I understood that, which is why it sounds like the perfect kind of thing that super wealthy people would like do.
Oh, I want to do this for
So-
a week.
Yeah.
It's,
And then they
sounds
stage
awful.
like scariness for them, so they feel like they're getting the full experience.
No, the
There's
act of
giant
hunting
sea.
Leviathans is such a terrifying experience that nobody would do it if they didn't have to.
Okay, so it's not like paying 15 grand to ride into space for.
It's like, I
30
want to
seconds.
be a white helmet in Syria. No one wants to do that for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know what that
makes
is,
sense.
but
Yeah.
sure.
The white helmets are the people
Yeah.
who are. It's the opposite of that because the white helmets are doing good, like right.
Well, I mean,
Well,
It's not
we
vacation.
we need energy.
it depends on your viewpoint, right?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
So
Tabletop Talk.
You guys could, you know,
Yes.
work towards robbing Lord Varys before the Wraiths get there, or maybe even interrupting their operation.
I don't feel fighting them would be good.
Because we don't know when they're going to arrive, it might be a risk to go there before. I feel like we need to do something to get them out of the way and then go afterwards.
How would you get them out of the way? What?
Remind me, what is the
don't know the
contrast
ways.
between notoriety and heat? Like, do we actually want to become more famous, like by putting our logo there and saying you were hit by the Shroud?
All
So-
press is good press.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
Is that a problem?
that's fine.
Reputation is good.
Reputation gain. You won't necessarily gain extra reputation from that.
Right.
Mhm.
You'll gain reputation based on a number of factors after the score.
Right.
Heat as well. I'd probably give you a little more heat if you left a calling card like that, just because you're leaving a calling card. But it would increase your reputation. That could have wide-branching effects throughout the city. The thing is, if you rob this place and you leave your calling card, the Wraiths are going to know exactly who screwed them over. So that would
Right.
probably lower your faction status with them.
Which
Yeah,
is
but
why-
we've never left our calling cards. So
Which
nobody
is
even
why-
knows who we are.
Which is why I thought it was a perfect idea
Yeah.
for you to leave what's her name's calling card.
That's exactly what I'm thinking of doing.
What if
The Rose.
Kara's?
For Kara.
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
if Lord Varys didn't go on vacation?
What if
mean-
you took a staycation?
What if the Wraiths would show up and Lord Varys was there?
That sounds
So you're
pretty
saying
nice.
instead of robbing him,
No.
oh,
No.
you will masquerade as.
You will
But wouldn't
masquerade
his
as
servant
him?
know that something was
I've canceled
wrong?
the trip.
That'd be really
I had
really
to
hard
come
to.
back.
It's certainly possible. That'd be hard to pull off. It requires some study. I just wonder what would be the end goal of it, right? Because in the race, would be like, great, so the guy's here while we're robbing him.
Oh, I
Like,
feel like they wouldn't do it
Oh.
They-
What, wouldn't you?
because then they would have to potentially kill him, and he's important.
yeah, you
Do-
get the sense they might still go for it
Okay.
if he was home. It's just that the fact that he's particularly vulnerable right now gives them a good window to attempt it.
You could also pose as a blue coat and like actually warn him,
I feel like
and then like help him set
I
a
don't
trap.
know. I just like the idea of like
this
robbing
way.
the place.
I don't like an idea that prevents us from robbing the place.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
yeah.
a good point.
We just want.
I
to steal
really,
stuff.
I just want stuff.
I like the fun idea of robbing things because I don't get to rob very much.
You don't
Especially-
need to.
Yeah.
You're
Which is
filthy
why
rich.
it's so fun. It's like going on a whale hunting trip for fun.
You don't even have to do it. You have no reason to, but you want to.
I
That,
want to.
that sounds like
I'm
something.
the true robber. I rob for the joy of the sport.
For the love of the game.
Yes.
Okay, so it sounds like we're talking about is the next score.
Yes.
We're discussing it. So go ahead and take a look at those plans on your character sheets there and figure out which one you think is the best for this. Obvious choice is a stealth plan, but I mean, maybe you guys can
stealth.
come up with something else. It's up to you guys.
So a little pre-information. I don't know if we need to add this to our sequence of plans. You know how in the real world, truly wealthy people have entire household staffs that basically always take care of their mansion homes when they're gone?
Mhm.
Is that here as
So-
They said it
well?
was a skeleton.
Yeah, that is the case normally, but part of the information Arkady provided is that his house crew is going to be down to a skeleton crew
Okay.
during this time, which
So
is
there will
why
be
it's such a sweet
some,
opportunity.
But
There will be
very
some.
few.
Oh.
Okay. But some may have to die.
I mean, so you certainly could look towards killing the house staff as a way to get rid of potential problems. That will generate more heat.
I'm not saying we
Hmm.
necessarily go out of our way to kill
I'm
them,
just trying to
but
think
if
of
they
the
happen to
best
be in a kill
execution of
position,
the plan.
we're not going to hesitate.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how daring it is, as long as it's executed well. That's my thought process.
We solve all of our problems by pretending to be police. Let us
That'd
in.
be great.
Let us in.
After a while, things would start to catch on, though, which would be really interesting.
I solve all of my problems by sneaking in and giving ghost vessels in human bodies. Because that's fun too.
I mean, that's an option. We could work that out somehow.
Possess the.
Yeah, we could turn him into a ghost and
House.
take his artifacts.
So
Pump him full
you
of ghosts.
mean kill him,
Pump
right?
him full of
No,
ghosts.
just force ghosts in him.
Force
that'd be
ghosts
funny.
in him.
Oh man.
Is the Doskvol equivalent of like putting people on heroin?
Well, no. So
Or it's
a
like
ghost.
like the worst swirly.
It's very rare for more than one ghost to try to possess a body at the same time. And when a ghost is possessing a body, it takes about a good month before it fully overtakes the body.
Oh.
So it's like catching a very bad disease.
Oh, okay. So it's not like in the Bible where like we are legion. There's 700.
It does manifest that way. Like they speak in different voices. They speak in Hadrathi, which is like this ancient Latin style language.
Right, but I mean not like there's like 100 different ghosts like living in the vessel.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Wait,
Not usually.
Right.
okay. What if? Okay, so I'm looking at this transport thing, and I'm thinking, what if there was some sort of plan, because he's going to be away. Like, do you think that he would be the kind of wealthy person where things get restocked, or something arrives at the house while he's on vacation, and he just has his help sign for it?
Oh, I see what you mean. I thought you meant his house was like a spawn point and you could rob it every day for 3 days in a row.
Well,
Like,
do you
his treasure has respawned. We're
Well,
robbing it.
do you think
It's a real world.
like this shipment of whatever and such arrives, and
Like,
he
I want to have fresh
he
fruit and vegetables when I return.
That
Yeah.
makes perfect sense.
And
in
then-
which case, we should do
we could do a Trojan horse.
So that still sounds like a
That's stealth.
deception or stealth plan.
Then what
to
does
me.
transport mean?
Transport would be like we're smuggling this dude out of the city, or we're moving one thing from point A to point B.
Oh, well, technically we are trying to move the
I
artifacts
finesse-
out of the
I
house
finesse
into
the
our
artifacts.
pockets.
Yeah, but yes, but the transport has a bit of a different
I
definition.
get it.
Yeah.
I get
Yeah.
it.
So maybe the first planning phase is social, where we find out what the delivery schedule is and say, oh, this is when the fresh vegetables come, and this is when the baby diapers are taken.
If
You disguise
if
us as
there's
vegetables.
anything.
Yeah.
So it sounds like we need to do some gather information
Yeah.
things. You guys have resources,
Your
so you can
greatest
start
feat, yeah.
gathering that information. So gather information. I didn't really go over this last time, but
Mhm.
generally it works in either one of two ways. The first way is that you ask me questions about the world, and if you know them as characters, I just tell you. And the second way is that you can try to find them out by calling in your contacts, using actions, that sort of thing. So if you guys want to figure out the shipment schedule to this guy's house, you could, call in contacts to try to figure out how that would be, or maybe just like a stakeout. One of the options might be if somebody has connections in the Ministry of Preservation, that might be helpful. I don't know if anybody does.
But I mean, any of us could.
What is the Ministry of Preservation?
It's a ministry. It's a government organization in Doskvol that manages all the commerce and shipments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that the kind of bureaucracy that might fall under?
It sounds like you two.
Because any stuff that comes into Doskvol from the neighboring cities has to either come in through the Gadok rail station at Night Market or from
Gadok T? Gadok?
GADOCC. I don't know
Okay.
if that's through
You're
Gadok,
fine.
through the Gadok rail station at Night Market, or in through the sea, and it's much more likely that it comes in through the rail station, which means it goes through the ministry.
I think that might be a pretty cool plan. Is if for some
Does sound
reason
really cool.
something gets shipped in, and that's our opportunity to get in. Now, do we want to be the people shipping the thing, or do we want to be shipped in the thing?
We want
Like
to
a
be both.
Trojan horse.
We would want to be both.
Oh man,
That would be crazy.
that would be cool.
So
As a small albino boy, I would love to be shipped in.
In the
Yeah,
tiny crate.
that sounds awesome.
In both senses of the word.
What's the other sense?
Ah.
heyo,
Wait, what's
I'm
the...
here all week.
Oh, okay.
but you're
I get it.
12.
What you're 12.
Awkward.
Q comment section.
The least.
Oh, spawning 12-year-olds.
Tabletop Talk, cancel.
Why can't 12-year-olds have relationships?
Welcome to Tabletop Talk, where 12-year-olds have relationships and we kill babies.
This
All
is-
right.
This isn't Shakespeare yet.
We don't.
Yeah.
We just don't.
Oh,
we
no.
just refuse to catch
No, it's good.
babies.
Okay.
Can I borrow this napkin? Okay. So, yeah. I think instead of staking it out, it probably would be better to do some sort of records of when things come in and out, because we have no idea of what he would need. What is it that he would need to have shipped to his house?
Maybe things like, do houses have electricity in them?
Yes, especially noble houses, and Lord Voris's house in particular has a
Oh, no,
private
you should keep it as a
private lightning barrier. which is a device designed to keep ghosts out of the house.
Oh, well,
Oh, really?
That sounds like you would be pretty...
Sabotage.
Some of the noble houses
The-
have their own independent lightning barriers that can
Sabotage.
keep ghosts outside.
Yeah. It sounds like you wouldn't be able to do any ghost stuff inside
Yeah.
the house.
Well, no. So the lightning barrier merely acts as a wall, so
From the
ghosts on
outside
either side
in.
can still operate.
Okay.
Once you get in,
Also, they
Yeah.
don't necessarily make it impossible to
Bring your
summon
ghost
a
in a
ghost while
bottle.
So these,
Right.
these
If
walls...
the ghost was
Bring your
already
ghost
inside
in
the
a
house
shell.
when it was
These walls
summoned.
are infinitely high, right?
BY
Like these lightning barriers?
OG.
Yes,
Bring
they're
your
so
own
they're
ghost.
not they generate a field. So it's like pylons, and they generate this arcing electrical field
Okay.
that jumps between
So-
them, and the ghosts can't pass through them. Even if they try to like float up and go over them, the energy still pulls them away. Like they don't want to do it. They don't want to deal with it.
Okay.
My-
It's like
My only reason for asking that question was like, does he like have to have like lamp oil like shipped in?
yeah, we're thinking about
Apparently not.
like things. We need to know what he could possibly.
Does he
need.
have horses?
So-
Do they need hay?
That's
he
research.
might need a shipment of lamp oil. We could say
Does he
that's
need a
something.
shipment of horses?
We could say that's something you could do if you wanted to. You could try
It's a real
impersonating.
Trojan horse.
You could try impersonating Sparkrights. If you wanted to impersonate members of the Sparkrite Guild, because you have that connection with RK, he could
Oh, yeah.
teach you some stuff, and you could one of the lightning barrier poles outside his house, if it got busted somehow.
Oh, no, this is coming from in your house, sir.
So
The
this
calls
actually
come.
does bring up the question: is your informant only an informant? Could RK also be part of the plot?
So RK fills in the role of an informant,
But-
and it's probably, by the way,
It depends on how much he's two timing us.
well, he won't. So Ryan's,
I didn't. You said ability.
what?
The seal thing. That's not my ability. I used.
Right, I understand,
Okay.
but your character can read people well enough to
Yeah.
the point where you know
Okay.
when he's going to double cross you, or at least you can kind of feel it coming on, and
Okay.
it's not close to that point yet.
Okay, I'm liking this plan more and more.
So I should probably clarify from last time. So RK is an informant, right? He works with the Sparkrights and he gets information, but it's probably, you guys realize, not just him gathering this information. It's
Right.
probably a network he has going that he's the head of. So just to be more,
I like the
Yeah, but-
Spark Rights plan more
Mm-hmm.
because I think it gives us
Yeah.
a reason. Like if we're found in there, we're in there because we have to be.
So the question then is, can he be used? Because he's an actual spark, right?
if you guys wanted to talk to him and be like, hey RK, we need your help for this job. Keep in
Do we
mind that
trust him enough to take him with us?
He doesn't know that we're trying to do that job.
Yeah, well, that's true. And keep in
Yeah.
mind that he also thinks you're a much bigger organization, and his
Mhm.
primary contact is
Okay.
Yeah. We would not want his primary contact to be going on the mission. Like, we don't have a bunch of people
Yeah.
under us. Also, we would want him to have plausible deniability, like not know what we're going to use with the information.
Possible.
Yes, he's a cat.
What? As soon as the
K
guys
is
get
for
to this
cat.
point in this discussion, while you guys are still trying to figure out how to gather information, I'm going to start to use this opportunity while I'm still in the hideout and you guys are talking. I'm going to start to try to squeeze myself into very small places under your tables and things like that to see how small of a space I can get into.
hiding underneath the
Now,
fabrics.
now
and
you're a
stuff.
cat?
No, it's because I have to be shipped in the box and I have to
Oh.
start
He's
practicing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this
I'm not Ocean's 11.
What if we carry you like in like a trunk? Like we're like, oh, this is our Spark Right equipment.
This box
Right?
plan is a good plan. He's an antiquarian, so he gets a lot of. He could get in a shipment of artifacts.
We
that
brought you
wasn't-
a rare
Do you
albino boy.
Do you think that he would wait? Do we think that he would wait
He's the
until
collector.
he
Oh, it was so
arrives to open the package, or do you think that his staff would open it up
If we ship
upon
antiquities,
delivery?
If we ship antiquities, he will wait. If we ship cabbages, his staff will open it.
Yes, that's what I was getting at. That like I
bad.
think,
Yeah.
Because that's how it works in my house, where I am also rich.
and I don't feel like the staff necessarily would know, unless they're really into his business and his schedule, like what would be coming in and out. If
No,
it's artifacts,
definitely
What if it was a
know-
gift?
They would definitely know, like,
From a
goods
fellow-
that would be expected.
Maybe it was a
to
gift from a
deliver.
fellow
They would
noble.
know, but that's part of the risk, I would say, right?
Yeah,
You guys
they'd
can
be
sell
like,
that.
"You're not the usual cabbage guy. Also, this is a weird time for cabbages to be showing
no
up in the middle of the night."
artifacts.
Yeah.
For artifacts,
I think that
They
the
would
staff.
also know. They would especially tell them that because he'd want extra caretaking for those.
Yeah, he wouldn't want anyone to
Okay.
accidentally open it. Like the house steward would definitely know.
right. They wouldn't. They would be less likely to ask questions for artifacts.
It would probably also say like fragile.
Let's
on it.
do it.
I am also very excited to hear someone on the staff say the sentence, "You're not the usual cabbage guy."
So this is a great plan. You guys are gonna fake a shipment of artifacts. You're gonna just show up at his house. You're gonna hide Arthur in the box.
Can you paint me like a statue?
Yes.
And you guys are gonna be like dressed up as like what, shipping and moving people. Like
Wait, is that the actual plan?
No, I'm gonna be
Yeah,
dressed
it
up
sounds
as
like a great plan.
I'm gonna be dressed up as a
Oh,
spark,
does
right?
it? Okay.
Well,
if
just-
the GM says it sounds like a great plan, then I won't.
So
Wait, no,
my-
here's another,
That's how you know
no.
it'll work.
But here's another thing. Do you think that we just have one person do the shipment and like 3 of us wait in the box?
Heavy box.
Okay, so let me say 2 things, even though these might be out of character. But despite the GM having already bought in, I just want to point out that if this was real life, cabbages, regular shipment, not unusual. Artifacts, highly unusual,
Okay.
always on a ledger. If a shipment comes in and says, "Hi, I am the Shroud of Tutankhamun," there's like, I did not order the Shroud of Tutankhamun, and I'm pretty sure it's in the National Museum, so you're lying.
And I would agree, except for the fact that one of the central conceits of this game is that you guys can do daring plans like that, and you can be so manipulative that you can just sell it and be like, what do you mean you don't have the shipment manifest? We were supposed to come today. Your master's going to be you see what I'm saying? Like, some of those things where you'd like, this would never work in the real
Right.
world, you can
Okay.
push past them because you guys are so cool.
They will
Just-
definitely
But I'm
ask
wondering
the Lord about it.
How many
and
people
find
do
out.
we get
That's
inside?
right.
That's important.
That question is easy to answer because I am, of course, the young and powerful whisperer who will ship in
I think those
singularly,
2 at least.
and then that evening that
Us
the
two?
delivery is made, I will
In
open
the-
the doors
in
and
the
let you
building?
in.
I think those 2. I think those 2 need to go in because he's the master thief.
He's saying just to
No.
himself, and then in the evening
you-
we come back.
Oh, did you miss that whole narrative
Oh,
about my
no.
saying what we would do?
Yeah, himself, and in the evening we could return, and he just lets us in.
Safe, secure, classic.
Okay, that's great.
Okay,
Just
I
like
it.
my homebrew ale.